blanket. So if you kind of set up very similar, just so your head is a little bit higher than your heart. And then once you have that in place, we're going to take a bend of the knees. So our back is as far into that support as we can take it. And then we roll back over it. Just make sure your head is supported. If you need to prop it a bit more. And then once there, just open your arms. So you have that opening into your shoulders, palms facing upwards. And closing your eyes. So maybe you're going to just keep your knees bent if that feels okay. The other option is you can bring the soles of your feet together. So as always, you know your body best, so you're going to listen to what your body is telling you and make any adaptations you need, or come out of the pose any sooner if you need to. So once you have that position, I want you just to close your eyes. And it's quite nice in our yin practice to actually keep our eyes closed as much as possible. Just working with that awareness of hearing. So our body is always operating from our 5 senses. And in our yin practice, we want to just start to turn off some of those senses, if you like, just starting to delve further and further inwards. So as you lie back on your support, just start to be aware of your natural breath. Ideally in and out of the nose. And as you exhale, I want you just to let go of your day. Whatever the day held, just now let it go. So you're not bringing anything into your practice or the rest of your evening. And just starting to now let your breath get even longer. And if your mind is quite active, maybe even counting your breath. So breathing in for 5. And exhaling for 5. So in our practice today, we're going to work through our 5 koshas, or koshas, or sheaths, or bodies. So in yoga, we believe we have 5 sheaths of the body. We have the material body, which is our physical body. We have our mental body. We have our energy body. We have our intuition, our higher wisdom body, that intuition. And our last body is our bliss body, so that state where you feel just complete stillness and bliss. And that's our aim for our practice tonight, to find that stillness and bliss. So let's keep our awareness just where it is for a little longer on our long breath. feel ready, just start to move away from that support, coming back up. And we're going to turn sideways, so our right hip is now next to our support. So we're going to bring our right knee forward and just make a right angle with your foot and your knee, and your left leg is going to be behind you. We then start to turn towards our support. So the idea is our tummy comes down towards that support. We walk towards it. We can either stack our hands and rest our forehead down, or we bring our left ear down onto that support. And maybe you want to remove your blankets here. Maybe it feels good just to go a little lower. It's quite a deep stretch through the spine. So if it feels too much, just draw both knees together. If it doesn't feel enough, then take that left knee back further. So make sure you have that rotation. If that left ear is on your support, you've got that stretch right through the neck as well. Let the arms go and the hands. And just see if you can breathe through your spine now. Letting the breath just travel. Inhaling all of the way in. And exhaling all of the way out. And we're going to stay right here in a lovely twist. Anytime your mind starts to wander off, I want you to bring it back to your breath. This is your time now. Everything else can wait. And when we take this time for ourselves, we recharge our own batteries. Don't take time for ourselves, we start to deplete those batteries to the point that we can sometimes get sick, feel completely run down or exhausted. So this time is really important. Letting go of any guilt, taking time for ourselves is essential. If you've had your head turned, just bring your head back to just your hands crossed, so that neck is in line. resting here for a few breaths. And then when you feel ready, just slowly, slowly make your way back up. So as you come away from that support, I'd like you just to bring your right hand up and behind you. Send your left leg long, and we're just going to push into a hip stretch. So we just lift our hips and we stretch back. We're not going to hold for long. We don't want to push forward with the hips. We can keep the glutes down and just stretch with that arm. Take a breath in here. And then as you exhale, just roll back down. Drawing both knees in. Bring your right hand away just to the outer edge of your left leg and send your left arm back. And just take a twist here the opposite way. So pull that left shoulder back. Take it behind you. Turn your gaze towards that left shoulder. So to keep that flexibility in our spine, we need to be moving it in every direction. Again, our yoga practice helps with this. We move in every single direction. Coming back to center. So maybe you're just going to turn behind you and bring your left heel onto that support. Or maybe you're shifting it over to the left hip. Make sure you have any height that you need. And this time, left hip is against that support, left knee is in front. Remember, make that right angle with the leg and take the right leg back. So again, we're turning towards that support. So it's like we're trying to bring our belly button down towards that pillow. So take that twist, take that turn. Maybe the hands are stacked. Maybe it's the forehead coming to the hands. Relax your toes. Maybe it feels okay to turn your right ear down onto that support. And remember, adjust your legs to the level that works for you. If it feels too much, you draw the knees together. If you want it stronger, you shift that right leg back. It's a little bit more challenging with the breath when we twist the spine. But just visualize the breath clearing each vertebrae. Any unwanted tension, any unwanted stress or stagnation that may be present. And again, if the mind is quite active, come back to counting the breath. That mind will slow down further into the practice that we go. Close your eyes. Relax your hands and arms. And let's just find that stillness. So if you did have your head turned, just bring it back to centre, stacking the hands and resting the forehead down. Just allowing that neck to adjust. Very slowly make your way back up. Take your time, there's no rush in your practice. And we're going to take that left arm back, planting it on the ground behind us, sending our right leg long. We just make sure that foot of the left foot is in as we push up, maybe stretching into our hips, maybe stretching back with that right arm. Opening up into the whole body. We take a lower down, easing our way back to our mat, bending in both knees, bringing that left hand outer edge of the right knee, taking that right hand back, pulling that right shoulder back, just taking a gentle twist. Coming back to centre. So from here we're going to take our legs wide. You will want your support again. So take the legs as wide as they feel comfortable. Just push your heels away so you're stretching the toes towards the ceiling, and then grab whatever support you need. Bringing it close to you. And you can make that support high, you can grab blocks, bolsters, pillows, blankets. We are going to be folding forward, so if the head is not here, it doesn't matter. We can always just come onto our elbows and rest our head in our hands. Feels quite nice to put the thumbs into that third eye point. So there's many options. If you're coming forward, maybe again turn the head or stack the hands, bringing the forehead down. The main thing is you are not holding the head, it's supported. So whether you're holding or supporting it with your hands or your bolster or pillow, just make sure the head is just not free, it is on something. And the more we hold, the deeper we start to delve and go. So it might be that you start to take some of your support away. So breathing into any tightness, anything you feel your body is storing. Our body becomes very good at holding on to things. Be tension or stress from last week, last month, last year. It loves to hang on in the body, so let your practice delve through those layers, guided by your breath. Inhaling in, exhaling out. And let's just find that stillness in our pose. As you inhale, draw that breath from the lower spine, all of the way up to the upper spine. As you exhale, let that breath travel from the upper spine, back down to the lower spine. Resting here a little longer. We start to calm our body. This then leads to calmness of the mind. When we calm the mind, we start to come more into that responding stage. So we're less likely to react in certain situations. More able just to step back. Let's take a few more breaths here. When you feel ready, just slowly making your way back up. So we're going to keep the legs wide to open up into our side body. So you're going to shift your support to your right leg. Doesn't matter what you're using, it can even be a yoga block. Again, we're going to adapt to our own body. Maybe we're reaching towards our right foot with our right hand and we're resting our elbow down on that support. Maybe our elbow's on that support and we're dropping our head into our hand. Whatever version you're in, and don't be afraid to make that support higher. Your block can go higher, your pillows can go higher. We then want to start to open up the body. So if you place your left hand on your hip and start to peel it open, that will take you in the right direction. Maybe that left arm is reaching up and over to that right foot. Or maybe that left hand is just going around your back to keep you in that position. Again, we can be holding our head. Make our support high, or we can be reaching long with both arms, resting down. Whatever stage you're at, just use your breath. As you exhale, just see if you can let go a little bit more. Breathing into that left hip. Side of the body. Maybe just closing the eyes. We very slowly start to come back up. And then we want to bring any support that we've used to our left leg. So again, you have those options, but do bear in mind quite often one side feels different. So maybe you're reaching for the toes, maybe you're propping your elbow on that support or holding your head. And then you decide whether that right arm shifts back, we want to open up, we can bring that hand to our hip to help us, or whether that right arm goes long. So listening to your body. When you've already just making your way back up. Let's draw our legs together. Sit back on your hands a moment and draw a circle with your toes. Reversing your circle opposite way. From here, bring the soles of the feet together, close to your body. You can still have your block or support just in front of you, so maybe that's your bolster and a few pillows. We're then going to either stay where we are, holding our toes, relaxing our arms, sending our spine long, or we start to fold forward and drop our head down to that support. You're pushing your elbows into your inner legs just to intensify that stretch, or if it's really not okay, elbows can come to that support and you can hold your head. Remember, you can also just stay up exactly where you are. Close your eyes, whatever version you're in. Just delving deeper. Once again, just coming back to the body and where it's hanging on to tightness or tension. Taking that long breath in. Slow breath out. Let's rest just here. Stay for a few more breaths. Relaxing the shoulders, the jaw, and the tongue. And we roll up very, very slowly. Draw those knees in together. Just plant your feet. Sit back on your hands and let's just go side to side. Just keeping that movement slow. Bending the knees down towards the ground. Last time here. And coming back up. So we're going to come round into our table position. So if you come onto your hands and your knees. We're going to come into our sleeping swan pose. So let's shift our right knee forward. Send your big toe out to the side of your mat and then walk your left leg back. Now if you need to, you can grab some support and prop that right glute. It feels like it's kind of hanging in the air and not very comfortable. You can prop it, or a rolled up blanket, anything you need. You can fold all the way down to your mat, or you grab that support again. And maybe the arms come over the support and the chin comes to the support. And you're listening to your own body. Maybe you need no support at all, and you just come all the way to the ground. Remember, every day our body can feel different. So let's honour our body and listen. We adjust the body so it can now be still. Remember, it's quite normal for the mind to try and distract us. So maybe saying that it doesn't feel okay, or as long as there's no pain. It does sometimes feel a little challenging, especially if there's tension. Just try to use your breath. And of course, if it's really not okay or there's any pain, you come out sooner. feel ready, you just start to roll slowly up. We're going to shift back to that table position. We're going to bring our hands slightly further forward. And we're going to take a roll through the body. So you move your body, creating a circle, maybe dropping the hips, maybe rolling towards the ankles, over those wrists. Make sure the fingers are wide, the palms are grounding down. That breath is long. Maybe there's some clicking and releasing, it's all good. Keep the movement slow. And let's reverse our circle. And then from here, bring the body back to that table position. Hands align with the shoulders. So we're going to come forward with our left knee now, turn our big toe to the side of our mat and walk our right leg back. Remember, we can prop that left glute if we need to. We can bring our support to our chest, or we come all the way down. So listen and choose the option that works best for you. You can have your hips in line so they're not dipping one way or the other. You feel quite balanced. Relax your shoulders. Close the eyes. Again, just breathe into that tightness that you may be feeling. Stay for a few more breaths. After your next breath, you slowly roll back up. Coming back to that table position. So let's take our knees as wide as our mat. Bring our big toes together. You can grab your support. And we're going to come into that child's pose. So resting down, maybe it's the forehead, maybe you're turning the ear. Sitting back towards the heels, stretching that lower back. Just let the body go. No gripping with the fingers. You have had your head turned, just turn it to the other side now. So supported child's pose. Lovely soothing posture. A good time to remember that we come into this world as a baby with no judgment. We're not criticising the way we look. We're not judging others. We love every part of our body. As we move through time, maybe we take on other people's opinions, somebody else's harsh words, and maybe our own judgment or limiting beliefs. So just start to peel away those layers now. And back to that shining light. Being kind to yourself. Ready, just slowly bring yourself back up. So draw your knees further together. I'm just going to take a little stretch here of coming back onto our hands. We can just stay by squeezing our shoulders together, or we take that push back into our hips, squeezing the glutes just for a moment, and then lowering back down. So let's bring our support behind us. So if you have a few pillows, stack them. If you have your bolster, you're going to bring it along your mat. We're going to take that bend back into our knees. We can also do this pose with a block as well, so there's a few options there. So having that bolster, or maybe it's a block in place, we want to have space behind us. We just roll back over that support, like we're coming into bridge, and we push that support under our lower back and glutes. It can be a block, so do bear that in mind. A block feels quite good too. Once there, I want you to take your legs long on your mat. Adjust that support if you need to move it higher or lower. And then I want you to take your arms long, but with relaxed state, so you're not gripping, just let the arms feel heavy. If they don't feel okay long, you can always cactus the arms out to the side. As you inhale and exhale, just see if you can let the whole body go. From here, take a bend back into your legs. And we're going to draw the knees in towards our chest. So we might be moving a little away from that support, that's okay. We're just going to hug the knees in. Taking hold of the outside edge of your feet. And coming into happy baby pose. So we start to draw the knees over towards our armpits, bending into the legs. And from here I want you to do whatever feels good for you. Maybe it's taking the legs wide. Maybe it's drawing the soles of the feet together. Or maybe it's resting in that happy baby pose with the legs bent. Draw the knees back in towards your chest. And then drop one foot and the other foot back down to your mat. Push up away from your bolster, slide it down your mat or your pillows, and then bring it under your feet. So you just want to push it along your mat so your feet are on top of it. Can also be your block. We're going to place our left heel on top of our right knee. This might be enough just to stay here, or we draw that knee towards the chest. Wrapping our hands around the outside edge of the knee, squeezing it in. In our leg cradle. Every time you take that breath out, see if you can squeeze your knee in a little bit more. Holding that last breath as you squeeze in. Maybe bringing up the head as well. And then dropping the head and your right foot back to that support. Keeping the left foot where it is. Bring your arms alongside you. And then just push up the hips in your bridge pose. Exhale, lower back down. Changing the legs, left foot down, right foot on the left knee. And then drawing that knee in, squeezing in. Every time you exhale, maybe squeezing in a little more. This time as you squeeze in, bringing up the head and holding. And then dropping the head and dropping that left foot back to your support. Arms come alongside you, pushing up into your gentle bridge. And then exhaling down. Just pushing that support completely away with your feet, sending the whole body long. Take a full body stretch, send your legs long, your arms long. Pushing the heels away, and then maybe pointing the toes. And then from here, draw your right knee in, squeeze it in. With your left hand, guide your right knee all the way over to the floor on your left side, or grab your support for that knee. You're rolling onto your left hip, right arm is relaxed. Maybe turning the head to the right, maybe keeping the head just where it is. Closing the eyes, being aware of the rhythm of the breath as you inhale and exhale. very, very slow roll back to center. Once there, send the right leg long. Feet together. And we draw in our left knee, squeezing it in. The right hand guides that knee over to the right side, maybe using your support to hold it. So you roll onto your right hip. Relaxing that left arm, palms facing upwards, closing the eyes. And when you feel ready, just roll back to center. Squeezing both knees into the chest. Release the legs. Bring in the feet and legs back to the mat, palms facing up, away from the body. And just turn your head over to the right side, stretching into the neck. Like you're sending the chin towards the right shoulder. And then slowly rolling to that left side. Taking that pause once there. Very slowly making your way back to center, and I'd like you to find the most comfortable position, so maybe grabbing some support under your knees, even a soft blanket for your head, or cover yourself so you're warm. Finding Shavasana. Adjusting the body so you feel completely comfortable. And once there, just closing the eyes. Your body just to find stillness. As you lie in Shavasana, just being aware of the floor beneath you. Being aware of the body in contact with the floor. Bringing your awareness to the Annamaya Kosha, which is our physical body. As we bring awareness to our physical body, we become more present. Our physical body is made up of our bones, our muscles, our organs. And our physical body is affected by stress, posture, food that we eat. So just check in with your physical body now and how it feels. Bring your awareness now to the mental body, the Annamaya Kosha, where our thoughts and feelings reside. This is where we can often hold limiting beliefs about ourselves, where we hold doubt and fear and worries. So as you bring your awareness to this area, just see if you can let go. Maybe breathing in faith, belief, meaning in self-care and love. How does your mental body feel right now? Moving on to our Pranamaya Kosha, our energy body. Become much more aware of our energy body during our practice or during meditation. We naturally can feel energy of others. We've all been there. We know somebody is not happy. And we can often take that energy on. Best way to feed our energy body is by breathing fresh, pure air. And outside in nature, maybe putting that protective bubble around us when we need to be in company of some people that may be bring our energy down, or situations bring that energy down. So take a deep breath in right now. Exhaling any remaining tension. Moving on to our Vinamaya Kosha, our body of intuition. This is where we start to delve deeper within. That sense of inner knowing comes from our wisdom body. Trusting our instincts, or our gut feeling. Just taking a moment to check in with our wisdom body, knowing that all of the answers are always within. And lastly, entering the Annamaya Kosha, a body of bliss. A state of complete stillness and peace. And tonight I encourage you to stay there for as long as you need.